Welcome back, everybody. Later this week, June 21st, is the longest day of the year. But for Alzheimer's caregivers, every day seems like the longest day. So the Alzheimer's Association of Western New York is participating in longest day events happening locally to promote and raise awareness for caregivers and people living with dementia. So this morning, we welcome back Tricia Burns-Hughes, and with Tricia, we have Jen McMorrow, who's the events manager. And I have to tell you, ladies, you've done a great job, because with this event and so much information, your webpage is very thorough, and you've got information for everybody. No matter what they're looking for, they're going to find that information on your webpage.
Absolutely, and we're getting ready to actually launch a new version of that webpage. So as wonderful and amazing as it is now, I think in about a month's time or so, the information is going to be even more user-friendly. But it is, I go on it all the time myself to find out lots of great information that we need.
And I mean information like research information, support groups, and things like that you're going to find on that website, okay? What we're going to talk about is Alzheimer's, and we're going to talk about it later in the show too. Alzheimer's disease is the 6th leading cause of death in the U.S.
Yes.
And I don't think people realize.
No, and it's that only cause of death on that top 10 list currently that has no treatment and no cure. And so what we're here to talk about is bringing that awareness to everybody, really having everybody understand that if they know someone who has it, or they're caregiving, or they have it themselves, that they're not alone by any stretch.
Right.
Over 5.5 million Americans have this disease right now, and that number is growing all the time.
Jen, events manager, so tell us about the longest day events.
Oh, we have so many awesome events coming up this week. And actually we've had, since June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, a lot of the people who have signed up for the longest day have actually been doing events throughout the month. And really it's symbolic of all the days that our caregivers and those who are facing Alzheimer's, every day is long. So it's really a nice way for the advocates in the community to kind of be empowered to come up with their own do-it-yourself fundraising event while raising awareness as well.
And you know, these incredible caregivers that we have, did you know they provide over 18.4 billion hours of care? And if you were to put a dollar amount on that, that would be valued at over $232 billion. That's, and these are people who truly care about this loved one.
Absolutely. They're spending their own money out of pocket too. On average, a caregiver spends about $5,000 just of their own money, just to care for somebody, their family member or a friend or a neighbor. This is a very expensive disease. It is one that can last many years, up to 20 years somebody can have this disease. And the cost of caring for somebody, because this is a disease usually of older folks. You know, this is a disease that normally is 65 years and older. So caring for somebody in their 70s or 80s, it's not just Alzheimer's. You know, they have other diseases as well, and the Alzheimer's complicates the care of other things, and it's just a perfect storm.
You know, it's interesting, they have a character now on General Hospital who has Alzheimer's, and it's very interesting because we're watching the progression of that disease, and it's such a learning experience for everyone.
Great. That's wonderful.
And of course, early and accurate diagnosis could really, really save not only trillions of dollars in care and costs, but it saves a lot of pain with that patient and with that family. It's so important to go and get the right treatment.
Absolutely. You know, we talked about how there is no treatment and no cure, but there are drugs on the market that are great for some of the symptoms. And early detection, we stress that, we emphasize that so much at the Alzheimer's Association, because we want people to know what's coming. And they need to start making those plans accordingly for the time when they are no longer able to speak for themselves. So we really urge everyone to go to the doctor. It's not a specialist necessarily right away. Go to your family physician and say, I'm concerned about my cognitive health, with memory issues, and it starts there. And they're very simple tests that can be done initially. And
do we know how many people in Western New York that we know of have Alzheimer's or dementia?
It's a real rough estimate, about 55,000.
Amazing.
And that's just diagnosed.
But this website is there for you, everybody. There's research information, support groups, and a lot more. plus a toll-free manned telephone number if you need help, okay? Alzheimers.org/WNY. Please call toll-free 1-800-272-3900.